Okay, welcome everybody to Graphext. Let's have a quick look on how we can upload some data and then maybe investigate it a bit. We have a new account here and we want to create a new project. And when we create a new project, we are prompted to either upload a new file from our system or maybe connect supported integrations. Supported integration we have here, for example, an S3 bucket that you want to fetch data from, a Notion database, which is always very interesting to see, Google Sheets, remote file from a GitHub blog, from whatever, from an API, anything applies. For this demo, though, I have a particular file that I want to upload, which is my Spotify history, and I want to see what I've been up to in my music taste, right? So we can upload that and immediately go in there. And while this loads, I want to tell you that Graphext is not only a tool for developing like beautiful charts and a nice spreadsheet, but it can also handle, it can also deal with very dirty data, with which people are always a bit afraid of. It can create predictive models very, very easily, clustering models. It can deal with geospatial data and analysis and stuff. All this can be done with a huge amount of rows. So everything is done very, very efficiently in your machine. So we're using your machine in the best way possible. So that's why I wanted to highlight that, right? So we've loaded up these 43,000 rows, which are all the streams that I've done over the course of the lifespan of my account, I guess, in Spotify. We can see here that already Graphext knows that this is in fact a date. So for example, it plots the date as a time axis and showing up relevant information instead of just like a random code or like timestamp stuff. We can see here that we have a milliseconds played for that particular stream. We have what appears to be here the track name, so we can rename this to track. This feels like the album. Nope, this feels like the artist. And this feels like the album. Right? Yes. And we also have reason, start, and end for the songs. Very interesting. Shuffle, if shuffle was enabled for that stream. If I skipped the song, which is in this case 1.0 and 0.0, I guess. Offline mode, incognito mode, very interesting, right? So one of the things that is very powerful in Graphext is asking questions and answering them at the speed of thought, right? So for example, I want to know what I was up to in this particular period. So I want to see like a very fancy Spotify Wrapped, right? So I want to see what the top track was in that particular moment, and in fact, to make it more easy. To make it a bit easier, we can pin this column in here, so we can have this top song in that particular period. And because I want to see the top song, I want to sort this by selection, and this will appear in this case, right? So if I move this, for example, we can see that Dean Town was the top song that I was listening to at that time from Wolfpack, absolute banger. And we can, for example, move this a bit into the future, maybe making it a bit smaller. We can see that Animal Spirits, After Last Night, In Heaven, all kind of stuff, right? And it's impressive that it's filtering 43,000 rows in real time and it's showing up everything immediately. It's really, really amazing stuff. We can see that in this particular period, I was using much more my laptop or computer to listen to music instead of the phone. And I don't know, for example, my Wolfpack was still my most listened artist, and if we sort by album, in this case, Inside the Voice was the top album in that case by Joey Dusek. Very great album. We can see here that, for example, I never shuffle because I listen to albums a lot, and that is in fact reflected here. So I have no secrets to you right now. And for reason and start and end, we can clear, for example. We can see the track done and for reason start and end are mostly the same, which I'm assuming is like the song actually finished all the way through, though we have in reason end, we have end play, so we'll have to check on the spec, but nevertheless, very, very interesting. So for example, let's see if we can click on leave the door open to see when I listen to that song. And because it's a bit small in here, we can open this in plot, and still we can make this a bit bigger, but I want to see it like in a much greater resolution. So we can, for example, change it to month, and we can see here all the months that I was listening to in this song. And this is, I think, when it came out, so I was notified about that, and I basically blasted that song 38 times in that month. And then it decays a bit, but still to this day appears sometimes in my playlists. For example, we can customize this. We can, I don't know, make it a bit more beautiful. We can change this by like month or time, maybe times listened, and maybe add a title. Top. When did I listen to, what was the song again? Leave the Door Open, right? And for example, if this was important to me, we can save this immediately to an insight, which already takes the title, and saving that into an insight will save like a snapshot of this database immediately like that. So it can now be easily recovered like this. So for example, if I hit the play button here, it will set up everything again so that both the data and the filters are all saved like that. So we can reproduce that insight, right? So that is mostly what I wanted to show you in this particular tutorial. In next tutorials, we'll see much more advanced stuff that we can do with this very, very powerful tool. Thank you so much for sticking, and see you later.